Today at SEC Media Days, I expected to hear about quarterbacks, depth charts, and rivalry games. Instead, I heard three different coaches at three completely different stages of their programs describe the same job. And I don't think many people noticed it. Kirby Smart, Alex Golesh, Shane Beamer. One is running a dynasty. One is rebuilding Auburn. One is trying to bounce back from a disappointing season. Different programs, different expectations, different challenges. Yet all three spent more time talking about building organizations than calling plays. Let's start with Kirby Smart. Georgia has already proven it can win championships. So what did Kirby spend his time talking about? Not offensive schemes, not defensive schemes, not recruiting. He talked about retaining great staff members, working in alignment with the University of Georgia, leading an organization that's become too large for one person to do everything himself. That wasn't just a football coach talking. That sounded like the CEO of a successful company explaining how you sustain success. Then Alex Golesh took the podium. He's only been at Auburn for 7 months. You'd expect a new coach to talk about bowl games or expectations. Instead, he said something that immediately caught my attention. I don't set goals, I set standards. Think about that. He said success in year one isn't defined by the record. It's whether Auburn leaves the season with an identity, a foundation, and what he called proof of concept. That's startup language. He's talking about building the company before worrying about quarterly earnings. Then came Shane Beamer of South Carolina, maybe the most interesting of the three. After last season, this was his chance to promise more wins or make bold predictions. Yet he didn't. Instead, he talked about culture, alignment, retention, accountability. Then he was asked about the transfer portal, and his answer might have been the most revealing of the day. He said every program has a budget. They allocate resources by position. They make the hard decisions every day. Then he said something every athletic director probably understands. I don't ever want a player choosing South Carolina because of money. Because if money is the only reason he came, he's back in your office next January asking for more. That's not recruiting. That's roster management. Here's the bigger story, and what I think everyone else missed. These are three coaches in three completely different places. Kirby is protecting a championship organization. Golesh is building one from the ground up. Beamer is trying to strengthen one after adversity. Different jobs, different expectations. Yet they all described essentially the same responsibilities. Leadership, standards, culture, alignment, retention, process. Not one of them spent much time talking about playbooks or schemes. They spent their time talking about organizations. Earlier this year, I wrote something in Agent Confidential that continues to be proven true. College football may be the only billion-dollar business where nobody can tell you who the CEO is. But after listening to these three coaches today, they all described exactly what that CEO's job has become for them as coaches. Building an organization capable of winning year after year. That's the real job description of a modern college football coach. And that's what everyone else missed from day 2 of SEC Media Days. The job of a head coach has changed. The organizational chart has changed. For more insights into the business of college football, hit that subscribe button. I'm Mike Chaudron. See you next time.